reminder, Manooch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Fouhy.
How are we doing today, Fouhy? What's the pulse today in the sports world?
I'm doing well. We got a start to the week that's kind of shiny and bright and beautiful sunshine. A couple weeks till Christmas. Looking good. The Cardinals got a win. The Sun Devils are getting closer to the Peach Bowl. Playoffs start this weekend on Friday on ABC. Yeah, it's a great week so far.
Any news on Arizona Diamondbacks' new stadium? I'm going to ask you like once a month. I'm just going to throw it out to you once a month just to see.
I don't have anything new. I know tensions are high.
Yeah.
And something's got to give here sooner than later. But no, I don't. And the Suns won last night. So there you go.
All right. Here we go. Factor Fouhy with ABC 15 Sports Director. Craig Fouhy. You can follow him on Twitter at Fouhy on Sports. All right. Though the Cards won 30-17 against the lowly Patriots, they are still a playoff contending team. Factor Fouhy. I didn't write it.
I'm gonna say Fouhy on that. I mean, mathematically, yes. You know, it's hard to argue with the math because they're still in contention for a wild card berth. I guess they're still in contention to win the West, right?
Yep.
Even though the Seahawks and Rams are a bit better, but the Cardinals have a road ahead that's the fourth easiest in the NFL, which is a good thing. They're going to Carolina this week to take on the Panthers at 11 a.m. start on our time on the East Coast, which is never good for the Cardinals, going east and playing early. And then they have to go to the Rams, and that's going to be a tough one for them at SoFi Stadium. So the 49ers are going to be tough too. I mean, they finished the season with the 49ers at home, but the Niners they play well at times. So I don't think it's an easy road for them, but other things have to fall in order for them to jump up into that playoff round. So I'm going to say Fouhy on that right now.
All right, Coach, question number 2. It is only about the running game and the running game only with James Conner that gives the Cardinals any chance of winning the next 3 games. Fact or Fouhy?
Yeah, listen, if they don't run the ball with James Conner, they're toast, right? We've seen that happen with those 2 games against the Seahawks, a game against the Vikings. Yesterday, he finishes with 110 yards. The Cardinals get 163 yards rushing. Conner gets a couple touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, they have to run the football and establish the run. And you could see it, yesterday, even against the Patriots, as bad as they were coached and as bad a talented group as they are, you could see the Cardinals wore them down in the fourth quarter, and so you've got to continue to pound the ball with James Conner and ultimately just have those defensive front 7 just cry uncle at some point in the third or fourth quarter.
Fouhy, I will ask you the easiest one on here today. Tight end
right.
Trey McBride is deserving of being the all-pro tight end for the NFC. Factor Fouhy.
Wow, for the NFC, huh? I'm going to say fact. The only thing Trey McBride is lacking is a receiving touchdown.
They tried, Coach. They tried.
I know they tried. Couldn't come up with it. You saw him laughing too after that play too. He tried. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Trey McBride's been awesome. What's this? His 3rd season now? Is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal, and he does everything they ask him to do. I still don't like his stance on the line of scrimmage, but other than that, he does everything well. So he reminds me of a Pop Warner kid in the first stance. But you know what? In terms of his receiving and his willingness to block, he does everything well, and he's at the top of the stat list. So he should be all-pro NFC.
All right, let's switch gears, talk some Suns. The Suns have once again proved that as long as Kevin Durant plays, they will be a contender to win the Western Conference. Factor Fouhy.
Fact. What is it about KD and that team, right? KD's on the court, he's playing, and they win. I mean, there's something going on where they need him, and he's playing at a high level for his age. I mean, it's hard to argue what he's been able to do. The question is going to be, can he stay healthy for the season? And we've already seen, the dings here with the ankle, and you never know what's next. But yeah, he's a solid player, and obviously some kind of leadership there because they seem to click a little bit better when he's on the court. So I'll say fact to that.
All right, Coach, NBA question for you. And the Dallas' 143-133 win over Golden State last night. There was an NBA record of 95 three-pointers shot with TV ratings at their lowest ever. The NBA needs to take drastic measures to realign the game. Fact or Fouhy?
Yeah, fact. Listen, and the other thing you got to do is you got to stop all these guys, whether it's coaches or players, from getting in the political bandwagon and talking about what they think and believe. Right? Just play the game, talk about the game, stay away from politics in that realm because it's just turning people off. So don't do that either. And the 3-point shot is just like you always feel like I'm at the playground, right, watching a bunch of guys in the backyard on my hoop in my backyard, just crank up the 3-point shots. It's like have an offense, play some defense too, for goodness sakes. That would be a fun thing to see once in a while in the NBA.
Yeah, what do we
it's
all
like a free for all, just a bunch of guys running and shooting threes.
What did we all play out? We played Mississippi or we played Pig.
Yeah, we did.
We did Mississippi. What did you
Pig.
guys do?
We did Pig.
Yeah, you could only handle 3.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
You guys couldn't spell Mississippi.
Or horse. We played a lot of horse. We do all
horse.
Things.
Yeah.
I played Mississippi State.
Yeah.
You played Mississippi State. STAT. Yeah. Okay.
And if you're tight for time, you play Pig.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it, Coach. That's it.
Hey, Fouhy, one of the questions.
Get back to work. Let's play Pig.
Yeah, exactly. Let's throw one more at you. We've been asking all our guests today in regards to the Arizona Cardinals and their 3-year build. In your opinion, are they ahead of schedule, behind schedule, or right on pace of this 3-year rebuild?
I think they're on pace. Listen, okay. I don't know if you can say they're 7-7 right now, right? They're coming off a 4-win season last year, 2 consecutive 4-win seasons. They're at 7-7 right now, which is kind of where I thought they would be. I was surprised they came through the first 10 games the way they did. Right, they were 6-4 going into the bye week, and then they lost 3. Now they bounced back with a win. But I think this is kind of where they thought they were. They've got a lot of building to do on the defense still, and the defensive front 7. There's some work to do on offense, obviously. And what the heck is going on with Marvin Harris? Can we get him in the game, please, and get him involved more? Gee, Merry Christmas. He's a top 4 pick in the NFL draft. I mean, what is going on? I think they're on pace. I think this has been it was a tough climb after Steve Keim left, right? It was just going to be a tough one. And so Monty Ossenfort's had his work cut out for him, and I think he's doing an admirable job where they're at in year 2.
Coach, is there some kind of psychologist or psychiatrist that can visit the Cardinal complex and talk with Kyler Murray? Why in December? The mental irregularities, the dumb throws, the Hail Mary throws. I mean, Rock brought this up last week about his record they did on the TV in December, late November, December. It's just like, what are you doing? You're 6 years in, but he continues to do this year in and year out. I mean, was that question in reference to Jonathan Gannon today at all? Or will it be, you think?
It will. It's coming up. I mean, we're going to talk to him about that, I'm sure. If somebody
3.
Question. If they don't, I will. But, the interception yesterday that he threw, and he got bailed out with a roughing the passer call that certainly wasn't a roughing the passer call, in my opinion, was just a crazy, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? And there's questions about his judgment when it comes to this time of year. And when he's on, he's hotter than blue blazes. But when he's off, it's just like it looks awkward to me. Like there's just something going on. And so I think a sports psychologist would be a great addition to his repertoire of people that he has following him around.
Hey, if it gets quiet in the Q&A with Coach Gannon, could you ask a question for me? Here's the question.
Yes, I will.
Just could you ask him, say, have you ever played a team that's opponents' coaches were not coached well? Because he tends to always say, oh, yeah, they're coached well. Every opponent, they're coached well. I'd love to know if he's ever played a team where they have bad coaches that aren't coached well. Because you as a former coach, it's funny how it's just what you have to say in that industry where you're always plugging the other guy's coaches. No matter if the team hasn't won a game, they're coached well.
Right.
So that's what I'm asking.
And that team yesterday was not coached well.
No. No. Man, oh, man.
Yeah, it's kind of sad
that
to see
was
that.
Awful.
Yeah, it's
When they showed Robert Kraft in the crowd, right, with his son sitting next to him, Kraft is just sitting there kind of staring, and his son is going crazy, talking about just pissed off with stuff. You could just see it. It's like, I think Gerard Mayo is on a short leash right now.
But for a team that's not coached well, the fan base is still showing up. They did it. You could hear could hear them big time yesterday.
Well, hell, if I won 6 championships, I'd follow them too.
Yeah,
right?
good point.
Good point.
What do we got to lose here? They're terrible, but my gosh, look at the rings they brought us.
Good point. All right, buddy. As always, man, make it a good week. We'll talk to you next.
Guys. All right, I appreciate you guys. See ya.
That's Craig Fouhy, ABC 15. Follow him on Twitter, X at Fouhy on Sports. His phone number is 602. No, I'm just kidding. But Phil, we appreciate him taking some time today, as he does each and every Monday. But it's true. These coaches,
Yep.
They're coached well. Yeah, it is coach speak. It's chapter 2.
It's almost insulting that they throw that at
It
you.
is. Yeah.
That's why it's like there doesn't go. He does it more than anybody that I can recall. And hey, this is a knock on Coach Skinner. I'm a fan of him, but it's just one of those things where it just seems like that's the go-to. And a lot of these guys, they don't like talking to the media, and they're always going to just say the things that they were
taught. Page 55 of chapter 3.
Exactly.
I always compliment the opposing coach and team. To your point, they might be 0-10. You know what?
They're coached well.
Like Lou Holtz used to say, this is the best team we've played
it's like,
all year.
Like if we were playing Chicago again, they've already fired their coach, their offensive coordinator, Oh, yeah, but they're coached well. Or they're playing the Jets. They've already fired their coach. They fired the GM, but they're coached well.
What a much improved coaching offense they're going to have this week.
Hey, next is our G2G Protein Bar Weekend Game Changers. We're out here at the Trophy Bar in downtown Ocotillo. You have an opportunity tonight to roll the jumbo dice